Our next game of the week takes us out to the Midwest, where the Nebraska Cornhuskers hit the road to take on the number 16 Indiana Hoosiers. Who would have ever thought Indiana undefeated coming into this game? 12 p.m. kickoff on Fox. And Indiana currently favored in this one by 6.5 points, played in Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana, not Lincoln, Nebraska. Both have the same stadium names, Memorial. There's a lot of Memorial stadiums out there, but this one's going to be played in Bloomington, Indiana. Brad, so many storylines in this game. Dylan Raiola taking the next step. Matt Rule versus Kirk Cinetti, two of our most favorite coaches in college football, facing off head-to-head. I won't say much. I'll turn over to you, Brad. Thoughts on this Big Ten matchup and who comes out on top in Bloomington, Indiana?
Absolutely, Nate. So excited for this one. This is a big Big Ten showdown on Saturday. We've talked about Nebraska several times here, in our week-to-week selection. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time there other than you continue to see week in, week out, Dylan Raiola continues to improve. He continues to get better. He's got a big arm. I think they're just continuing to get cohesive on offense. I think the defense is playing really, really well. I'm impressed with the job that Matt Rule is doing. I want to jump over to Indiana. Nate, we haven't talked about this team. I do want to say though, if you watched our coaching hires episode, Kirk Cignetti was in my top 5 coaching hires. So, we here on the channel we eat crow, but hey, I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back here that I thought he would do a really good job. And year one, he's doing an incredible job. Now, I do want to say, and not to jump too far ahead, the road gets a lot tougher from here. They've got Michigan, they've got Ohio State in a couple weeks. So Indiana's up for some challenges. But Nate, what stands out to me about Indiana, first of all, is this offense. They're averaging 47.5 points per game. They're explosive. They've been good on third down. They are just playing really, really, just strong football. On the defensive side of the ball, Carpenter, their defensive lineman, I believe it's 3.5 sacks that he has. But to me, the guy that has really made everything go is Curtis Rourke. He has done an incredible job. 14 touchdowns, just 2 picks. And Nate, he's a big kid. Goes, 6'5", about 220 pounds. Has got a very, very good arm. I'm starting to look at some NFL draft projections. He's getting a day 2 or day 3 grade, but look, that doesn't matter. He's playing very, very good. Once again, great 1-2 punch there at running back with Ellison and Lawton. I am just such a huge fan of what Coach Cignetti is doing there in Bloomington. Give me the Hoosiers in this one. I think Nebraska's got a good team. I think they're going to make things tough, but Indiana's got an explosive offense, and to me, that's the difference. Indiana's at home. It's going to be a good crowd, and I just don't think Nebraska will get quite enough stops and keep up with this Indiana offense.
Yeah, Brad, as explosive as Nebraska's offense has been, I've been very surprised by their lack of run game this year. I think they're averaging under 4 yards a carry, and that's shocking coming from a Big Ten team that kind of, is cultured around a physical run-first offense. Now, granted, they have Dylan Raiola. They're taking chances. They're slinging it down the field. That's going to change a lot over the next couple of years in the Big Ten as we see some of these offenses transition more to not necessarily the air raid, but more of the spread type offense where they're slinging it a little bit more than usual. And I think that's the difference in this game. As much as I love Nebraska, Matt Rule, Dylan Raiola, my heart says go with Nebraska. My mind says pick Indiana. So for this one, I'm going to go with what my gut is telling me, and that's to take the Indiana Hoosiers. I think they're riding high right now. Kurt Cinetti has got that program on fire. And look, to Nebraska's, to your point about Nebraska, they're gonna figure it out. This team is on the right track and they're doing the right things. And look, we could wake up Sunday morning and realize, hey, we were wrong about this game. Nebraska comes out on top and wins. But I got to stick with my gut. I got to take the Indiana Hoosiers. Hats off to that program and what he's been able to do with them in just a short amount of time, being in his first year as head coach. He should win Coach of the Year. I just want to throw that out there too. When you look around the country and what these teams are doing, Kurt Zanetti should definitely be in the running for head coach of the year. No doubt about it. Give me the Indiana Hoosiers in a close one. Let us know down in the comments who you think is going to come out on top in this Midwest Big Ten matchup.